certified Nigeria as a country with no more endemic of polio, and that's what we are actually reviewing this morning. We also ask our guests in the House, when they say the certification about polio, are we saying that we don't have it at all, or the status of endemic has actually been out of it, and all these are what we shall be clarifying this morning. And we have in the House the personality in charge of health in Ogun State. It's been some very, very busy months now, particularly on the other side of COVID-19. But we're talking about polio here this morning. We have the Honorable Commissioner for Health, Ogun State, in the House with us. Dr. Tomi Koka is in the House. Good morning, madam.
Good morning.
We also have a gentleman who has been the coordinator for Ogun, one of the service clubs, a partner in the polio eradication across the world, not only in Africa, and that's talking about Rotary. We all know that Rotary has been a major partner since 1985 or thereabouts. I have Dr. Festus Adetonwa in the House with us. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Thank you, viewers.
Okay. Yeah. Let me just go straight to the Honorable Commissioner for Health. Now, initially it used to be 4 countries: Pakistan, Afghanistan, India, Nigeria. Now, India and Nigeria is out. We have 2. But when they say Nigeria is free of polio, are we actually saying that Nigeria is truly out of polio, that's no case, or is it that the prevalence has reduced to a very inconsequential level?
Good morning once again. And what they mean by Nigeria being free of polio actually is the fact that there hasn't been any wild case of there hasn't been any case of wild polio in Nigeria in the last 10 years. So they've been monitored for 10 years, and the last case was in 2009. So there's no case of wild polio, but you could have vaccine-derived polio, circulating vaccine-derived polio, which is a mutation from the vaccine. And in Ogun State, we've only had one. The last one we had was in March last year. We haven't had one for a long time. So you can confidently say that as of Nigeria, we have not had any case of wild polio in the last 10 years.
But when you say that fascination, you used one term just now, I didn't quite connect with that. But is that different from the actual polio disease?
Yeah, so there is the natural polio virus. There were 3 strains. The world had eradicated 2, but there was still one circulating in Nigeria and the other countries that you mentioned. So those natural strains, obviously the vaccines were developed in the 50s that now they were used to prevent polio. So those vaccines, they're actually live viruses that have been attenuated, which means their ability to cause disease has been toned down. So those attenuated vaccines have muted so that they're able to actually cause polio disease. But so that's why we say that vaccine-derived polio cases.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Dr. Adetonwa, I know that you belong to an organization that has been involved. Sometimes in the past, this certification would have come about 4 or 5 years ago. Just few weeks to when the announcement will be made, 2 cases emerged from the northeast, and it was more like a setback for Nigeria generally. This time around, do you think it is truly and truly out of the country?
Okay, thank you and good morning once again. Like you said, the country, together with part of African region, when you're talking of certification of this polio we're talking about, it's not based on country, a single country entity alone. It's about 47 countries in African region that are together certified together to be free of this polio virus. Like you said, about 2015 there, about where they were hoping that we would actually had this certification. We had a case in Mongono, in Borno State, of a child, a girl that was paralyzed by this people, and that took us another 4 years before we could get to this level. And like you said, for effort that was put in place by the non-governmental organizations like Rotary International, UNICEF, USAID, Bill and Melinda Gates, they took it upon themselves that this just must go. And I can tell you categorically, in Nigeria alone, in which we had that case, we had our Nigerian National Polio Plus Committee chairman, who happened to be a cardiologist, in person of Dr. Tunji Funsho. He and his team, they embarked on a trip to that Boko Haram setting. That what actually caused it was that the insurgents we had in the northeast, there were low coverage to that area. Due to that insurgency, the children could not be well immunized. So when that came up, the Rotary and their team, they were there together with the health officers to actually comb up that area and mop it up. And to that question you asked, we are very sure that since then, we never stopped doing all the global polio eradication initiatives that was actually pronounced in 1988 by the World Health Assembly, that immunization and vaccination must just continue. And that takes us to the fact that even as we are saying we have been certified, we are not saying we are stopping all this activity. And as we are approaching October now, because every October 24th is the World Polio Day, and that in Rotary International, we don't take it in a small version. We go out en masse throughout the whole world to still campaign, do rally, and make provisions, donations. But that is what Rotary is all about, service to humanity. I can tell you over $3.5 billion has been donated. And as of this year, in Nigeria, in which we have about 4 districts, Lagos and Ogun State, which covers where we have from, District 9110 alone, we are part of the people that has been shown internationally to have donated over
0 to 5, suffering from paralysis, which long-term would be disability. So the burden, the social burden would be relieved. The government doesn't, the federal government and the Nigerian government, the Ogun State government don't have to, in years to come, sort of maybe 10, 20 years, we'll have less of our population being disabled, and the disease burden, the cost of maintaining our disabled individuals within our society will be less. It also represents immunity across the country and the state. That's what it means for us in healthcare. We have to maintain our cold chain because the viability of the vaccine is depending on maintaining the cold chain. It has to be kept at a particular temperature. This has been a challenge because of the fluctuation in electricity, so it's been a very expensive this month of August. We've had to, in Ogun State, we've had to use generator every single day to maintain that cold chain. And then not only that, the logistics of getting these vaccines to the rural areas, Ogun Water side, you know, it can be quite challenging, especially in the rainy period. So, but we continue to do that because it's very important, and we encourage our mothers as well to always bring their children 0 to 5 out when they're due for their routine immunization. And if anyone